New developments in the case of the deadly parade crash in Waukesha, Wisconsin. The man accused of mowing down dozens of bystanders and killing 6 people has withdrawn his plea of not guilty by reason of insanity, and he did not issue a new plea this morning. Here's Darrell Brooks entering court last hour. The hearing was initially held to go over jury selection questionnaires, but that was rescheduled to later this month because Brooks says he is suffering from a tooth abscess. Now, before we discuss next steps, let's listen. Court TV's Joylyn Nakran has more on how we got here.
It was a holiday celebration that turned into an unthinkable tragedy. A car plowed through bystanders at Waukesha's annual Christmas parade last November, killing 6, including a child, and injuring dozens more.
We have established a risk assessment system in Milwaukee County.
According to police, the car was driven by this man, Darrell Brooks. At the time of the incident, he was out on bail on a domestic violence offense, one of 2 charges he was facing. Brooks allegedly ran over his ex-girlfriend with the same SUV, breaking her leg.
Mr. Brooks is arrested again, and this time it's for a very serious domestic violence offense.
His release on a $1,000 bond is raising some challenging questions for Milwaukee District Attorney John Chisholm, who conceded the bail should have been higher because Brooks was considered a, quote, high-risk suspect.
She looked at the previous bail, saw that it was $500, and she doubled it. That's it. That's a mistake. That's human error. And it just set in motion a chain of events that resulted in a tragedy.
It's a tragedy that still has the community reeling and trying to heal. Faith in you. The city recently distributed blue light bulbs in a gesture of solidarity. City leaders started the Blue Light campaign to show support for the injured and those still grieving. Brooks faces 77 criminal charges, including 6 counts of intentional homicide, 61 counts of recklessly endangering safety, and 6 counts of hit and run, resulting in death.
Hate and evil, but it has arrived and it's shown what it can do. But now it's time for love to show how it can heal and be very present.
Still with us, criminal defense attorney Mitra Ahurian and former criminal defense attorney Kirk Nurmi. One of the things we've been talking about is just the strict legalities around withdrawing an insanity plea, and yet we know he didn't enter a different kind of plea today. So Kirk, insanity plea, what are some of the reasons that he might have withdrawn that, in your opinion?
It's hard to say. And did he make this on his own? I mean, was this a withdrawal that defense counsel did, or did he just start yelling it in the courtroom when we have outbursts like this? So it's hard to make of it, especially considering that it wasn't replaced by another plea. So, when we have a chaotic scene like this, it's hard to say what's going to happen, but it's just going to shake out in the days to come.
It will shake out in the days to come. I do want to clarify, though. So the outburst was actually the previous time he was in court. And then today he was behaved very appropriately, came into court, very short hearing, didn't feel well because of his tooth. But he did not, and today is the day that he withdrew his plea of insanity. Mitra, is it unusual in your experience that he did not enter an alternative plea today when that happened?
I'll be honest, I haven't seen that, but withdrawing an insanity plea does not mean that you're still that you're admitting to the crime. It's not a guilty plea, and there may be other reasons for a not guilty plea. So perhaps the not guilty plea still stands. The reason of insanity might just be the thing that was taken off the table in terms of the plea he entered. But I think there's other things going on here with the defendant. So, to already have to remove him at the last appearance, I think that there might be some other things happening that might be resulting in things not going the way they usually do.
And I know that viewers have talked about and wonder, when you have an outburst, how does that factor into an insanity defense or any type of mental impairment? Let's watch that together. And again, it was from the prior court date.
You got something to say too?
Mr. Brooks, the live stream is on.
I don't care about no live stream. Just like y'all don't care. All this political, this the show. Y'all getting told what to do.
Mr. Brooks.
Getting paid what to do.
Mr. Brooks, look at me for a minute. Mr. Brooks. Mr. Brooks,
You
look
sit
at
up here and act like you know me. People like you don't, y'all
Mr.
you don't
Brooks.
know nothing about where I come from.
Mr. Brooks.
You push me, dog.
Don't push back then.
Mr. Brooks.
Don't push back.
Push me again.
Mr. Brooks, we have to continue with this hearing.
Want to talk to the judge or not?
No, I'm worried about, man, don't put your hand on me, dude.
Nobody put their hands on you.
Yeah, they better not put their hand on me.
Okay, Mr. Brooks, you need to look at me for a minute, okay?
Why? To listen to all this political stuff y'all got going on?
Mr. Brooks, I'm more concerned about...
Don't touch me, dog.
Stay seated.
All right, we're going to take a break and we're going to come back after lunch. I'm not going to do this with him right now. He needs to be here. He's not cooperating. I'm going to give you the warning, Mr. I will give you the warning that if you continue to interrupt when we go back on the record, you will forfeit your right to be in the courtroom today. I can't have these interruptions. I want you here. It's been a long day and a half.
Put your hands off me.
We'll come back at 12:30.
Just told you to get off me.
12:30, everyone.
Thank you, Judge. That was last month. This month, we know he appeared differently. He didn't have any outbursts, and he withdrew his plea. He has legal counsel advising him what to do. What's next? Because I was saying sometimes in my courtroom, it was logistics. It would be on the calendar for one thing. Something would happen, and that would trigger, well, we have to deal with that. Let's set another hearing for that. Could that happen in order for him to enter a plea, or do you expect now we're going to move forward with a trial date if it's not a guilty, Kirk?
Yeah, I mean, I expect the court will move forward with the trial date. I mean, ultimately, they're going to have to do that. The court cannot just succumb to the whims or the outbursts of Mr. Brooks. They're going to set the court date. They're going to go through the procedure. We've seen the judge in her response to him stand firm to that, and he always has the right to, withdraw himself from the proceedings, not show up. I've had clients have outbursts like that before, and the process just rolls on.
And, I think we've all seen the video. It was really horrific. He just plowed through and killed 6 people. I mean, it's an unthinkable, doesn't make sense in a vehicle. And so when you put that in context with it, if the prosecution goes forward, and if he doesn't enter any kind of plea that's agreeable, and the prosecution goes forward to trial on October 3rd, which is when it's scheduled, this kind of evidence, I think, is pretty strong evidence, Mitra.
Yeah, it's certainly powerful. Anytime we have a visual like that, and of course we have people who've died, including an 8-year-old child, and hundreds and hundreds of witnesses, and this impacted the entire community. So anytime you have video evidence, and then this outburst, which of course is sort of consistent with somebody who does not respect the laws, and does not respect the judge, and does not respect the proceedings. You also have, now he's saying that his attorneys are now saying that he didn't that he couldn't get out because of the barricade. So it'll be interesting to see if any of the footage reflects that.
And a great point is presumed innocent. We don't know what the defense is going to argue. Mitra, Kirk, thank you so much for joining us today. Always a pleasure to have you on.